Hello students, myself Rakesh Kumar, PGT Chemistry, Government Model Sanskriti, Senior Secondary School, Dholeda, Jila Mahendragarh, Haryana. Students, today we are going to start a new chapter, that is hydrogen. Today we will discussing a few topics which are today's learning objectives, and these are position of hydrogen in periodic table, and another objective is isotopes of hydrogen. First of all, we are coming at our first objective, that is position of hydrogen in periodic table. Let's come to the topic. Position of hydrogen in periodic table. What is the exact position of hydrogen in periodic table? As we know, there are total 180, and hydrogen is the one of the important element whose symbol is H and whose atomic number is 1. What is the position of hydrogen in periodic table? Let's see. If we want to know the position of hydrogen in periodic table, then we can see its position. Its position in periodic table is at number 1, and it is present in group first. Why it is placed at the number 1 position? We will discuss it later on, but here one thing is very important, that the properties of the hydrogen is here resembles with the properties of the elements which are present in group 17. Means hydrogen shows some properties which are resembles to the properties of the element present in the group 17. Similarly, some properties are there which are resemble with the properties of the group 1 element. So, overall, we can say the position of hydrogen in modern periodic table is not justified. Let's see what are the properties which are resembles with the properties of the group 1 element. Let's see the elements present in group 1. Hydrogen, lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium and francium. These are the elements which are present in group 1. Similarly, the elements which are present in group 17 are fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, acetylene, and last one is tennessine. So, the elements present in the group 1 shows some properties as the properties represented by the hydrogen. Similarly, the properties represented by the elements present in 17th group, that is fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, as they have some physical or chemical properties. Similarly, hydrogen can also show these properties. Let's see what are those properties which are resemble with the elements of the group 1. Let's see. Resemblance of hydrogen to group 1 element. Resemblance of hydrogen to group 1. What are the properties which are resembles to the elements of the group 1? First of all, outer electronic configuration. Outer electronic configuration. Hydrogen, whose atomic number is 1, has just its outer electronic configuration 1s1. its atomic number is 1. So its electronic configuration is 1s1. Its outer subcell is here S, which contains 1 electron. Let's come to the another element of the group 1, that is lithium. Lithium. If we come to its electronic configuration, then we have 1s2 and 2s1. Its atomic number is 3. Lithium, whose atomic number is 3, has electronic configuration 1s2 and 2s1. Another element, sodium, whose atomic number is 11. Its electronic configuration will be 1s2, 2s2, 2p6 and 3s1. Similarly, potassium, rubidium, cesium and francium, they contains the same number of electrons as they have. What the same number of electrons? They have the same number of electrons which is present in its outermost cell. It means the outermost electronic configuration or the electron present in the outermost cell is here same. Its outer electronic configuration is same. It resembles with the electronic configuration of the elements present in the group 1. Means hydrogen here resembles with the lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium and francium according to their electronic configuration. That is our first point, that how hydrogen resemble to the elements of group 1. The point which decide its position that hydrogen should be in group 1. The first point, we can say they have the same electronic configuration. Let's come to the another resemblance. Second resemblance to the alkali metal is electropositive character. Electropositive character. Hydrogen shows electropositive character as the remaining elements of group 1 shows. For example, we know that hydrogen can lose its 1 electron in certain conditions and it will change into the hydrogen positive ions. That is also shown by the elements like lithium. Lithium atomic number 3 can also lose its 1 electron and change into lithium positive ion. Similarly, sodium can also lose 1 electron and it can form sodium positive ion. Similarly, other potassium, rubidium, cesium and francium elements can also shows electropositive characters. They are electropositive in nature. Hydrogen is also electropositive in nature. It means the electropositive character of hydrogen here justify its position in group 1. That means the resemblance of hydrogen in group first element. Let's come to the another point. Third point. Third point is combination with non-metals. Combination with non-metals. Hydrogen can combine with non-metals as these alkali metals can combine. For example, hydrogen when combines with chlorine, chlorine is a non-metal, then it forms HCl. Here hydrogen combines with the non-metal chlorine and forms the hydrogen chloride. Similarly, if we want to see is lithium combines with the chlorine, we can say yes, lithium can combine with the chlorine and forms the lithium chloride. Similarly, sodium chloride, NaCl. Similarly, potassium chloride. Here the metals sodium, potassium, lithium they all can combine with the non-metals like chlorine, fluorine, oxygen, sulfur. Similarly, here hydrogen can combine. For example, hydrogen when combines with the oxygen forms its oxide, water. Similarly, lithium and potassium and sodium when combines with the oxygen, then they form sodium oxide and potassium oxide, K2O. Means hydrogen can also combine with the non-metals as the alkali metals can combine with the non-metal. That is also one of the resemblance with the alkali metal. Let's see the fourth point, and fourth point is liberation at cathode. Liberation at cathode. Hydrogen gas when combines with other element to form a electrolyte. When current is passed through that electrolyte, then hydrogen can liberate at the cathode. Similarly, the metals, alkali metals also is always liberate at cathode when they undergo electrolysis process. Let's see how. Hydrogen when present in HCl, hydrogen chloride, if we pass the current through it, or we can say when electrolysis of hydrogen chloride undergoes, then it forms hydrogen gas H2 and chlorine gas Cl2. Hydrogen gas will produced at the cathode. Similarly, chlorine gas will formed at the anode. Means here when electrolysis of HCl occur, then hydrogen will formed at the cathode and the chlorine will at anode. Similarly, the other alkali metals like sodium, potassium, rubidium, when they undergo the electrolysis process, then they will also formed at the cathode. For example, NaCl, sodium chloride, when it undergoes electrolysis, what happens? Means when current is passed through the molten sodium chloride, then sodium and chlorine will dissociate to each other and forms the sodium metal and chlorine gas. The sodium metal will form at the cathode and chlorine gas will be formed at anode. So we can say liberation at cathode is another point. By using that point, we can say hydrogen is also resemble with the elements of group 1. So these are the some properties or resemblance of the hydrogen with the properties of the group 1 element like lithium, sodium, potassium and rubidium, cesium, francium, etc. So its position at number 1 we can justify with the help of these points. But there are some characteristics which are also resembles with the elements of the group 17. Let's see what are these characteristics. Resemblance, let's come to the point. Resemblance of the hydrogen to elements of group 17. What are the characteristics, what are the properties which are same or resemble to the properties of the group 17 elements? Group 17 elements contain fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, acetylene and tasmanine. These elements shows the similar properties which resembles with the hydrogen. For example, number 1, outer electronic configuration. Outer electronic configuration. Hydrogen in its outer electronic configuration resembles with the elements of group 17. For example, hydrogen whose symbol is H has electronic configuration 1s1. Correct? If hydrogen here accept one electron from any source, then it will change into the 1s2, which is the configuration of helium. Helium means stable gas configuration, means noble gas configuration. In simple way, we can say when hydrogen accept one more electron and it will change into the helium's configuration. That means noble gas configuration. Similarly, fluorine whose atomic number is 9, configuration 27, its outermost shell contains 7 electrons. It requires one more electrons to achieve noble gas configuration. Means when it requires one more electron, 1s2, 2s2 and 2p5, it requires one more electrons to complete its p subshell. If it acquires one electron, then its configuration will be 2p6. Outer configuration will be 2p6. p orbital here is fully filled when it gain one electron. So after gaining one electron, it will convert into the configuration of neon, neon, 2s2 and 2p6. That will be the neon. Similarly, chlorine, it requires one more electron. If chlorine acquires one more electron, then its outermost shell will be fully filled with the 6 electrons and its configuration will be 3s2 3p6, which is the configuration of argon, which is a noble gas. Means in simple words, we can say as the halogens means elements of group 17, when acquire one electron, then they achieve stable gas configuration, noble gas configuration. Similarly, hydrogen here, when acquires or gain one electron, then it will also reach to the noble gas configuration, means electronic configuration of helium. So here hydrogen resembles with the halogens in such a way that their outermost electron configuration require one more electron to achieve noble gas configuration. Let's come to the another point, that is atomicity. As we know, the hydrogen is always present in diatomic form, means H2. The atomicity of hydrogen gas is always 2. It means it is present in H2 form. Similarly, fluorine, chlorine, bromine, they are also present in F2, Cl2, Br2, I2. All these halogens are present in diatomic form as the hydrogen. So their atomicity is here resemble. So we can say hydrogen is resemble with the elements of group 17's element. Let's come to the another point, that is the third point, liberation at anode. Liberation at anode. We know all the halogens always liberated at the anode when they undergo electrolysis process. For example, sodium chloride NaCl, when it undergoes electrolysis, then it forms sodium. Sodium will formed at cathode, and chlorine, which is a halogen, that will always liberated at the cathode, at the anode. So here halogen chlorine is liberated at the anode when sodium chloride undergo electrolysis. Here hydrogen can also be liberated at anode. Let's see. When we took the sodium hydride, NaH, sodium hydride, and if its aqueous solution undergoes electrolysis, then what happens? When sodium hydride undergo electrolysis, then sodium will liberated at the cathode. Sodium will liberated at the cathode, and here hydrogen will be liberated at the anode. So here on electrolysis, sodium chloride and sodium hydride both on dissociation to change their respective constituents. Sodium in both liberated at the cathode, and the chlorine, which is halogen, and hydrogen, they will liberated at the anode. So hydrogen here resembles with the halogens. The another point, which is combination with non-metals. Combination with non-metals. As these halogens can combine with the non-metal and forms the compound. Similarly, hydrogen can also combine with the non-metals to form their respective compounds. For example, CH3. Here hydrogen combines with the carbon. Carbon is a non-metal. SiH4. Silicon hydride. It is also here combines with the silicon, which is not a metal. Similarly, it can combine with the nitrogen to form ammonia. In these compounds, hydrogen easily combines with the other non-metals, as the halogens can combine. For example, CCl4, carbon tetrachloride. As here carbon combines with the 4 hydrogen atoms, similarly carbon here combines with the 4 chloride atoms, 4 chlorine atoms. So hydrogen and halogen both can combine with the carbon. Similarly, SiCl4, silicon tetrachloride, and NCl3, nitrogen trichloride. These are the some compounds which are formed by the non-metals and halogens. Similarly, hydrogen can combine with the non-metals to form the compound. So there are the 4 points. By using these 4 points, we can say hydrogen is resemble to the group 17th elements. So the position of hydrogen at number 1 in group first, and here in group 17, is not fixed. It is not fixed. We can put it at number 1 in group 1, and also we can put it in group number 17 at that position, at here the position. But in modern periodic table, it is placed here, not with the group 17. So these are the some properties which are resembles with the elements of group 1 and elements of group 17. Here hydrogen is in some properties which are shown by the elements of group 1. What are these properties in which hydrogens differ from the properties of the group 1 elements? Let's see. Differences from alkali metals. Here alkali metals and here hydrogen. In some properties, hydrogen differ from the properties of the alkali metals, means elements of the group 1 element. What are these? Number 1, alkali metals have low ionization enthalpy. They have low ionization enthalpy, but hydrogen has high ionization enthalpy. High ionization enthalpy. Hydrogen shows 1312 kilojoule per mole of ionization enthalpy, but alkali metals have ionization enthalpy around 520 to 400 something kilojoule per mole of ionization enthalpy. Means alkali metals has low ionization enthalpy in comparison with the hydrogen. Here hydrogen differ from the alkali metals in the first ionization enthalpy. Another point which is different one, alkali metals are metallic in nature. Metals, as its name indicate, alkali metals, these all are metals. Lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, all are metals. They are metallic in nature. But hydrogen is non-metallic in nature. Hydrogen is not a metal, non-metallic in nature. Hydrogen do not show any properties of the metal. So we can say hydrogen is non-metallic in nature. Alkali metals are monoatomic in their atomicity, monoatomic in nature, just like Na, K and Li. But hydrogen is always present in diatomic form, diatomic in nature, diatomic in nature. Example, H2. Next difference, alkali metals are solid in their physical state. They are solid. Generally, they are solid at room temperature. But hydrogen is found in gaseous state. That is found in gaseous state. These alkali metals are found in solid state. Sodium, potassium, rubidium, all are in solid states, but hydrogen is present in gaseous state. It means hydrogen is differ from the alkali metals in these properties. So it is not 100% resemble with the alkali metals. It differs in some properties from the alkali metals. Let's see what are the differences between the properties shown by the hydrogen and properties shown by the halogens. Let's see. The hydrogens show some different properties from the halogens. Number one, they have great tendency to form halides. They have great tendency to form halides. Halogens forms halides when they are combined with the metals like sodium and chlorine, sodium chloride. Similarly, when it combines with the potassium, then potassium chloride, they have great tendency to form these halides. But hydrogen haven't any great tendency to form halides ions. It have tendency to form hydrides. For example, sodium ion and hydrogen ions when combined, then it has the tendency to form hydrides when combined with the alkali metals. Similarly, but halogens can form halide ions. They have great tendency to form halide ions. On the other hand, hydrogen has tendency to form hydride ions. Another difference, that is difference number 2. When halogens combines with the oxygens, then forms the oxides which are acidic in nature. Oxides which are acidic in nature. When oxides are formed, when halogens are combined with oxygen, then they form oxides. For example, chlorine, when react with the oxygen, form the Cl2O, which is acidic in nature. How can we check the acidic nature of Cl2O? When it is combined with the water, then it forms the acid. It means the oxides of halogens are acidic in nature. But hydrogen doesn't form acidic oxides, it forms the neutral oxide. Neutral oxide will formed when hydrogen combines with the oxygen. But halogens when combines with the oxygen, then their oxides will be acidic in nature. hydrogen forms oxide with oxygen, that will be neutral in nature. For example, hydrogen when combines with oxygen, then it forms water. Water is a neutral oxide. It neither shows acidic nature nor basic. So we can say hydrogen always forms neutral oxide, but halogens always forms acidic oxides. Let's come to the another point. Always has lone pair of electrons on their atoms. They have lone pair of electrons on atoms. Always they have lone pair of electrons, but hydrogen do not have any lone pair. It do not have lone pair. In simple words, we can say lone pair is always present on halogens, but lone pair is always absent at hydrogen. So these are the some differences by which we can say that hydrogen is different from the halogen. So we already discussed resemblance of the hydrogen with the elements of the group 1 and resemblance of the hydrogen with the elements of group 17. Hydrogen resembles with the properties of both the group's element, but it also differs in some properties from the group 1 and from the group 17. So its positions can't be justified. Its position in modern periodic table is not justified. So after completing that topic, position of hydrogen in periodic table, we will go to our today's next objective, that is isotope of hydrogen. As you studied earlier, isotopes are those elements which have same atomic number but different mass number. What are isotopes? Isotopes. Definition of isotopes will be the elements which have the same atomic number, but have different mass number, same atomic number but different mass number, then those elements are called isotopes. Hydrogen has 3 isotopes. How many isotopes of hydrogen has? 3 isotopes hydrogen has, which can be represented as H11. Here atomic number is 1 and mass number is also 1. Another isotope hydrogen will be H12. Here atomic number is 1 but mass number is 2. Another isotope of hydrogen, which is third, will be H13. Here atomic number is 1 but mass number is 3. In all these hydrogens, atomic number is 1 but its mass number is different, and the elements which has the same atomic number but has the different mass numbers are called the isotopes. So hydrogen has 3 isotopes. H11, which is called as protium. H12 named as deuterium, whose symbol is H12. Its atomic number is 1 but its mass number is 2, that is deuterium. And third one, H13, is called the tritium. So hydrogen has 3 isotopes. One is protium, second one is deuterium, and third one is tritium. The symbols for protium is H11, symbol for deuterium is H12, and symbol used for tritium is H13. These are the 3 isotopes of hydrogen. Let's find out what are the differences between these three isotopes. Let's see. 1. Protium has one proton. It has one proton and zero neutron. Zero neutron because it has the mass 1. And what is the mass number? The total number of proton and neutron is called the mass number. If protium has mass number 1, that means it has 1 proton and 0 neutron. When we add both these, we get the 1. So its mass number is 1. As its number is 1, so we confirm that there is a 1 proton. So protium contains 1 proton, 0 neutron. But in deuterium, there is 1 proton and 1 neutron. 1 proton and 1 neutron means when we adding these two, proton and neutron, we get the mass number. So hydrogen has 2 mass number. It means 1 proton and 1 neutron is there. Similarly, in tritium, the proton is 1 because its atomic number is 1. So it has 1 proton, but it has 2 neutrons because its atomic mass or its mass number is 3. So when we add these 2 proton and neutrons, we had 3. That means 1 proton and 2 neutrons are there in tritium. Let's see the another difference. The abundance of protium in nature is 99.98% abundance. In nature, protium is present in 99.98% in abundance, but deuterium is not present in such a large quantity, in such a large percentage. It is present in 0.0156% abundance only. .016% abundance only. And the tritium is also not present in such a great quantity or in great percentage. It is only in 10 raised to power 18 ratio 1. That means if protium is present in 10 raised to power 18 protium, then when we compare it with the protium, then it will be only in one part, that is tritium. So tritium when compared with the protium, then its amount will be very less. Another difference will be protium is not a radioactive in nature. It is not radioactive in nature. Protium is not in radioactive nature, but deuterium is also not radioactive. It is not also radioactive, but tritium is radioactive in nature. Tritium is radioactive in nature. Radioactive in nature. It emits the radiations. So it is radioactive in nature. So there are some basic difference by which we can say hydrogen has 3 isotopes which are differ to each other. These isotopes are protium, deuterium and tritium. So that's it for today. I hope you got both the objectives of hydrogen today. If you have any problem in these topics, you may ask or contact with your teacher. Thank you.